There are three main problems that you are focused on the most. What are those three?
Right. So, well, there were three. When I was in college, I thought there were three things that would most affect the future of humanity, and those were the internet, sustainable energy, and space exploration.
So
Um,
those three things they're not problems per se, but they're the three things that will affect humanity the most.
right. Exactly. The things that would, and in a good way,
Internet,
if they're solved
energy,
right. Yeah.
internet, energy, and space exploration.
Yeah, and specifically extending life beyond Earth.
Now, why did you choose those three things and not healthcare, education, and the environment?
Sustainable energy is about the environment. It's the biggest environmental issue that we face.
Oh, good point.
So, with respect to healthcare, the real problem is not curing any one particular disease. It's actually that we have a natural kind of age limit, if you will, which is around 80. That's the a human being is essentially genetically programmed to die around age 80. And the cause of death will vary, but it's just because you're having multiple organ failure, your immune system isn't working well anymore, and you're suffering from dementia. You're just going to die around 80 on average, maybe 80. Maybe that'll creep up to the sort of 85
Sure.
year level, but that's really it. In fact, if we cured all cancer, the average lifespan would only increase by like 2 years. So you just die of heart disease or
Right.
get organ failure.
Any number of things.
Yeah, exactly.
You just start falling apart. You get
Right.
in your 70s and things just start falling apart.
Right. I mean, all creatures have a natural lifespan that is built into their DNA. So, for instance, fruit flies live I think a few weeks.
Right.
And it really doesn't matter.
Can you reprogram the DNA?
Well,
Can you get in there and do that and reprogram human beings to live to 150?
Well, see, that's essentially what would have to happen is in order to live longer, and particularly live longer in a sort of good way,
In a healthy way.
healthy way,
Not just decrepit living in an old folks home.
right. I mean, you could be on
Yeah.
life support, where you can't move and you've got one functioning neuron. That's not fun.
Right.
But so you'd have to reprogram the DNA in order to live longer in a healthy way. And so that's probably that's an area where I think there's likely to be breakthroughs, but it's going to take a while because of the sensitivity of experimenting with DNA.
Right.
So I do think that's also an area that'll have a big effect, but it'll have more of an effect on individual lives than on humanity collectively.
Gotcha. Now, you have